This one started by giving all praises and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham and Kakodash. Double honors unto the elders and apostles at Great Millstone. Salutation to all walking and pushing us with in sincerity and truth. This again is your brother Yasad from the 300 GMS Prophetic Variation Camp, bringing unto you another lesson into the financial spirit. So, well, I'll just be going down into some broadcastings and some news concerning Russia and China and America, because hey, we know that we are living in the last days and World War III is on the brink. You know, the Yahweh Shemir Shai, he mustered the battle and setting up everything. So all we see, all these things that we see going on, all these Cold War and steps being taken, you know, concerning China and America and Russia, we know all this is just playing along with prophecy, you know. And hey, little do we know, either next year or year after that, hey, we in World War III, you know, because hey, the Revelation say the second war has passed and the third will commit, you know, and we know that is World War III. But hey, let me just go down into this article because it's offer these rifts and disagreements, all these things here could result into World War III, you know. But hey, I'll just go into some of these play some of these things and I'll expound on it and might bring out one or two scriptures, so forth, you know. So let's get on with it.
But first, tensions boiling up between the U.S. and two of its top foreign adversaries. Chinese and Russian officials are condemning U.S. military action at their borders and touting the, quote, unbreakable friendship between the two countries. Coinciding with a virtual meeting between Beijing and Moscow defense leaders yesterday, the Chinese government issued a statement accusing the U.S. of undermining regional stability by recently sailing a guided missile destroyer through the Taiwan Strait. Tensions between China and Taiwan have increased in recent months, with fears China may be plotting an invasion of its neighbor. President Biden last month pledged to support Taiwan in the event of an invasion. As for Russia,
right, you know, so we all hearing a lot of reports concerning Taiwan and America and all these things, and it's just that hey, that is to show you that China showing you that hey, they're not afraid of the bully no more, you know. They moving just as America was moving back then, expanding their grounds, you know, their military, you know, and Taiwan as they refusing to be under China and give consent, they looking to raid they. But America now, they wanna step in for Taiwan, you know. They wanna back up Taiwan. But hey, it is only obvious that it's gonna bring out some kind of riff and raff between America and China. Hey, and we see how small Taiwan is, so it's only obvious that if it have a war, China going to invade Taiwan, you know, Taiwan won't stand a chance. Taiwan won't stand a chance, and Taiwan is allied with America, so henceforth they gonna support Taiwan, you know.
Kremlin officials blasted the U.S. for an alleged increase in military advisors and weapons systems near the country's border with Ukraine. This comes as recent satellite images show Russian forces amassing near the Ukraine border, sparking invasion concerns there. Touting China's alliance with Russia, Beijing's defense official said yesterday, quote, standing in the face of frantic U.S. containment and pressure, China and Russia are united together like a great mountain. Our friendship is unbreakable.
It is to laugh. Let's bring in right now President of Council on Foreign Relations, Richard.
Hey, and I just said, China and Russia aligning themselves together, and hey, that is one strong alliance, China being so advanced in their technology and in their military might, joined together with Russia and their arms. I mean, hey, that they together joined gonna be the biggest threat to America. And hey, they see it themselves. Russia being a threat. How they advancing in their military, and hey, it just goes on and on. And hey, if it continues, somebody is gonna go off key and World War III would start. I mean, we just waiting, we just waiting, because we understand that everything is in the hand of Yahweh Shai. But we know the prophecy is kicking off so fast, because we know this devil just have but a short time. That hey, soon World War III is gonna be on the menu. Because right now it is up on the upper horizon. That is gonna be on our doorsteps.
And columnist and associate editor for the Washington Post, David Ignatius. Richard Haas, like an unbreakable mountain, I don't even know where to go with that, given the history between China and Russia. But let's talk about the dangers facing the world, the Biden administration, the tough decisions they're going to have to be making. You have two countries that have designs on two different countries, Taiwan and Ukraine, and they both look poised to strike. Could yesterday's meeting, could the joint statement be basically a sign that both may move on their invasions at a time when it'll be hard for the United States to push back?
Look, Joe, we can only measure capabilities. We can't measure intentions. I don't think either is imminent. The China pressure against Taiwan, I think, is longer term. I'm not sure China's yet reached a point where it has all the military capability it would want and need. Russia, though, is very close. If it wanted to launch a massive invasion against Ukraine. Look, these two countries have two things in common. One is their fundamental illiberalism. They are authoritarians, and they really want a very different world order where the kinds of things we're pushing in democracy and human rights don't happen. And then they are in a position, to get to this opening thing that Mika just talked about, that they each could potentially benefit from a crisis in the other's backyard, and they might seek to exploit it. So one of the things the Biden administration has to think about is not simply how we deter a crisis in each of these two areas, but also how we prepare for both simultaneously, because I don't think it's possible to rule out a kind of tactical exploitation by Russia or China if there is a crisis elsewhere in the world.
Well, and David Ignatius, that's exactly the concern. I think that many people in the foreign policy field around Joe Biden are having. The fact that we had this joint statement yesterday, and you have China ready to go after Taiwan. Been talking about it, obviously, for decades. And, of course, Russia poised.
Yeah, that goes on and on. But we know that China is not standing or taking bully from the foreign forces. And I mean, I'll get this here showing you
也绝不允许任何外来势力欺负、压迫、奴役我们。谁妄想这样干，必将在14多亿中国人民用血肉铸成的钢铁长城面前碰得头破血流。
So you see these Moabites, they standing up strong and bold. They standing up strong and bold, and it is all going to result in the destruction of America. It's plain and simple. Let's get scripture. Hey, and we always bring all the scripture here. Let's get the book of Isaiah. Okay. Isaiah 13. Yeah. Book Isaiah 13 and verse 4. It says, the noise of a multitude in the mountain, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord of hosts mustered the host of the battle. So we know Yahweh Shemeshai is in the control of all the wars and things. Hey, in Exodus it say Yahweh Shemeshai is a man of war. So we know he put in his spirit upon the president of China to be in his spirit of pursuing after Taiwan. And hey, that's just how it is, just as how the Lord took down Ahab, in a similar way. That is just how he gonna bring out World War III, by putting that deceptive spirit upon these men with power, making them be within their pride and depending upon their own strength and their military might to go and pursue after another. Because Yahweh Shemeshai, he is the host of spirits, the Lord of spirits. He in control of all these things. Yeah. And let's get in Jeremiah. Jeremiah 49:20. It said, therefore hear the counsel of the Lord that he had taken against Edom, and his purposes that he had purposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. So look how they are actually getting on concerning defending Taiwan and all these things. Just to show you the prophecies are on point. The prophecies are on point. Surely he will make their habitations desolate with them. So however the Lord spring it, this could result of the World War III, because for this has been going on for months now. It's just a time that for things to just kick off and something to happen and World War III kick off. And we know once it starts with China and America, Russia, which are allied with China, is gonna come into play and be against America. And that is how it all gonna start. The book of Isaiah 33. It says, woe to thee that spoilest, and thou was not spoiled. Look at the proud times of America. They are destroying Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Sending off those bioweapons in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, killing thousands. Let's say, and deal is treacherously. So warming destruction to thee that spoilest, and thou was not spoiled. Because America that is the virgin, there is just the virgin daughter of Babylon. That whore clothed in scarlet, But the scripture say, and dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee, because by that time these nations were weak. They couldn't have made a note, because the scripture say in Isaiah 14, the hammer of the earth, which is America, that caused all these nations to fail. Right? It says, when thou shalt cease to spoil America, after they done had their reign of demolishing and putting out their sanctions and orders, coming with the treaties and thing, right? And they calm down, when they cease to spoil and show off the true nature, thou shalt be spoiled. Because look at it now, China and Russia, these nations are afraid to let America know the time it is. And when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee. And that is just what's gonna go on. All these nations is gonna target against you and destroy you. Well, I ain't gonna go down too much detail, but hey, we all continuously do video upon this. But hey, I hope this little small lesson was edifying. Inshallah, unto all you are pushing this word in sincerity and truth. Double honors unto the elders and apostles at Great Millstone. Shalom.